What is going on, everybody? It's the Frauds, and we are for a Survivor Series War Games edition review for November the 26th, 2022, the final pay-per-view of the calendar year for both major companies. Survivor Series gave us our first War Games on the main roster, with the men being the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and the Brawling Brutes, and the women's with Team Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka, along with Becky Lynch and Mia Yim versus Damage Control, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. Both very fine matches. Everything else in between is irrelevant. We're only going to really be talking about the War Games matches because right now, honestly, this was a two-match show. Absolutely, it was just a two-match show. Everything else didn't matter. Honestly, Boston didn't give a shit about this show after the first match. Like, even the men's War Games match, I don't know, it just felt like the crowd did not give a shit as much. The women's War Games match, everyone was up and crazy about it, but the men's, just, I don't know. Then you had Ronda Rousey stinking up to join again, as well as the match between Finn Balor and AJ Styles, which was a good match. I'm going to admit, of course, it's Finn Balor and AJ Styles. What do you expect? And then, of course, the United States Championship Triple Threat match between Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Seth freaking Rollins. Which, again, was another good match, but I really didn't care. I just wanted the War Games matches. That's the problem with how they built this stuff, is that having that Saudi show between the other two pay-per-views took away from us really caring about the rest of the show. It was like, I just want to get to the War Games match, get to it, I do not care about the rest, and that's what we got tonight. So, the first match of the night was Damage Control, Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Mia Yim. Only Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai have War Games experience. Nobody else in this match knows anything about being inside the War Games match. I do like, because Dakota Kai and Bianca Belair started this match, I do like the fact that, like, as soon as the match started, you have Michael Cole talking about Dakota Kai's this is her fourth War Games match, and talking about her first War Games match, which was the first women's War Games match, which, who could forget the betrayal of Tegan Nox by name? Does that mean a little hint that Tegan Nox making a return in the near future? I don't know. Be awesome. And I think Nixon would be great to see her back as Tegan, which would be awesome. But they go for 5 minutes. It's just a like standard match. Crowds are hot for this match. In comes Io Sky as the women on Damage Control side get the opening advantage. So, of course, they dominate for another 3 minutes. Then in comes Asuka, who is ready to just go out there and beat the shit out of everybody. Nikki Cross comes in, but before she does that, she brings in the kendo sticks, crash can lands, takes down both her opponents, plants them in the ring, beats them down with her jacket. Cross looks for a crossface to yank on Belair, adding to the kendo stick for further punishment. Here comes Alexa Bliss. She fights, of course, they do mention the history between her and Nikki Cross, which comes into play later as Nikki Cross eventually gets handcuffs and goes to cuff Alexa Bliss to the ring rope as she's yelling, "You think that I forgot? Did you think that I forgot?" Because if you remember back when, before Nikki Cross became Nikki ASH and everything else that happened, they were friends, and Nikki was, like, of course, Alexa Bliss got attacked by Wyatt, and then she turned on Nikki Cross, and this is Nikki Cross getting back at her. Cross takes her out, and then comes Bayley. Bayley's in for a bit. Here comes Mia Yim 3 minutes later, leaving Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch as your final two members. And they all battle for a while. In comes Rhea Ripley, takes down all of her opponents. In comes Becky Lynch, and the match actually begins. We have tables, we have chairs, we have ladders, we have every single weapon you can think of was brought into this match before all 10 women get into the match. Asuka missed Rhea Ripley. Lynch hits a DDT. Bayley then charges and attacks from both as she hangs Lynch in the tree of woe. Stomps to the back of her head. Sky goes to the top, hits her nice big old moonsault, dropping Yim and Belair in a huge moonsault, which is, if if Io Sky is in the War Games match, she must hit a Acai moonsault from the top of the cage. It is mandatory. Asuka connects with the knee to the face on Ripley, but then goes to launch her and it still stares while Yin brawls with Ripley. Locks in a sleeper hold, but Ripley breaks it by sprinting and diving through the ladder, with both going down. Lynch and Belair then face off with damage control, and Lynch drops Kai with a manhandle slam. While Sky eats a KOD, Kai and Sky set up on the table while Lynch climbs up. Belair stops Bayley with the KOD onto the cage. Meanwhile, Lynch goes up, hits a huge ass leg drop for the 1, 2, 3. Asuka, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Mia Yim, and Bianca Belair pick up the win. Fun match, good match, but it's like, what are you doing with damage control? Outside of the first match at Clash at the Castle, most of their big matches, if not all of their big matches, they have lost. They have lost time and time and time again. And then you give them a chance to have a win here, and then they lose again. So what are you doing with damage control? Why should we care? Why should anybody care about damage control? I don't get it. I just don't get it. So, then we move on to Finn Balor and AJ Styles, one-on-one. The winner of this match, the reason this match is happening is because AJ, of course, Judgment Day, like both incarnations of Judgment Day have been attacking and harassing AJ Styles pretty much since WrestleMania. He's been dealing with Judgment Day since WrestleMania, which everyone complains about AEW doing their feuds forever. AJ Styles has been feuding with Judgment Day since WrestleMania in April. It is November. Just saying. Well, of course, a couple weeks ago, AJ Styles looked like he was about to join the Judgment Day and was like, fuck this, I'm done with this. But no, he brings back the OC. OC and them have a match at Saudi Arabia, which I believe the OC won. We have the match here tonight, which is Finn Balor and AJ Styles. They go at it. They have a huge brawl. They beat the hell out of each other. They have their cornermen out there, of course, OC and the rest of Judgment Day. The man, of course, Rhea Ripley's in the back licking her wounds after the match that they just had. Of course, those 4 guys end up brawling to the outside, out of the ring. So all 4 of those guys are fighting to the back. Comes down to AJ and Balor by themselves. Balor looks for a Styles clash, but gets hit with a Pele kick, but he responds with one of his own as they both end up down. Styles ends up getting caught by Balor and he gets the knee to the gut. Balor slams AJ's head into the mat and enough with the Winklish to hold as he hit him in a calf crusher. The 2 throw punches and shots, but Styles hits a forearm to allow him to hit the phenomenal forearm for the 1, 2, 3. And AJ Styles picks up the win. Very good match. Very good indeed, boys. I knew it was going to be good. It's AJ Styles. It's Finn Balor. What do you expect? The worst match of the night. Ronda Rousey and Shotzi Blackheart. Why? Why is Ronda Rousey here in WWE? What does she bring to WWE that makes you want to sit there and go, I got to see this woman wrestle? Because she fucking sucks. This match was terrible. This match had no business being on WrestleMania on Survivor Series. This match should have been on SmackDown last night. Rousey wins. Nobody cares. The most exciting thing about this was it ended. Don't even care. So, Sami Zayn is then shown. We are seeing Sami Zayn backstage talking with Roman Reigns. So, of course, went to Roman a little bit earlier and was like, ever since he started hanging around with us, I knew he couldn't be trusted. What are we going to do? What are we going to do about this? Roman's like, listen, man, listen. You're going to be my right-hand man. You're going to go out there, we're going to have this match, and you're going to sit there, you're going to go out there, and you're going to get the job done. But let me take care of everything else. And he'll talk to Sami Zayn and look him down in the eye to see if he's telling the truth and know where his loyalties lie. Then we see Sami Zayn shown with Roman Reigns as he asks about if he was talking to Kevin Owens. He admits that he did talk, and Reigns then wants to know why he lied to Jay about it. Zayn says it was because Jay had a huge match and he already had trouble trusting him. Zayn admits when Owens said to him, and Reigns wants to know if Zayn is with them or he assures the tribal chief that he is. And he says it means the world that Reigns took him in. And he pushes that he is with the Bloodline, and they hug. But you see the look of Roman Reigns is like questioning this guy, like, this motherfucker lied to my cousin. He's gonna come here and he just has that look of, this motherfucker's lied once. What makes you think he's not gonna lie again? That'll come out later. Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, and Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. Talk about the shocker of the night. I did not expect this to happen the way it did. Rollins goes for a suplex, superplex, a Falcon Arrow combination Theory, but he looks to lift him up. Lashley charges him with a spear, however, he can't capitalize in Theory, instead pins Seth Rollins to pick up the win in the United States Championship. And I'm like, why? You just gave Seth Rollins the United States Championship a couple weeks ago, and he's already losing it to Austin Theory. Now I know, yeah, they rechristened Austin Theory. He's no longer being the selfie playboy that he was before. But why? Why is Seth Rollins' championship reign over already? I don't know. Sami Zayn and Jey Uso asked if Zayn lied to him, and Reigns said, but Ramos makes it clear he saw what he needed, and that's all he needed to see. Let's do this. The Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens men's War Games match, the main event. So, Pete Dunne and Jey Uso start this match. They go the 3 minutes. Of course, the first minute, like legitimately the first minute, they're in opposite rings, and Jey is just talking shit to this guy. He's like, "What you gonna do? This is the big leagues now, boy. Boy, you know, boy." And eventually they get to fighting. They fight, and I wonder why the hell we have, because the best way to do a War Games match is the heel team gets the advantage. That happened in the women's. Match was great. That did not happen here. Match was, could have been better. So, they go for a bit. Rich Holland comes in at 5 minutes. They go for another 3 minutes. And it looks like Jimmy is going to join his brother, but Roman grabs him and is like, Sammy, you go now. It's like Jimmy was like all eager and excited. He was about to run out there and help his brother. Sammy looks around. He's got this like look of like, he looks a little scared. He's like just got this scaredy look to him, and he just walks ever so slowly to the ring. So he finally gets there, and they both team up. Sammy saves Jey at least once. Again, at least once or twice, as Holland tries to charge in and collide with the steel cage. Drew McIntyre enters. He pretty much just cleans house of the two Bloodline members. Jimmy Uso finally does. He brings in several tables. Sammy chose to open it up. Jey pushes him out, like, "Dude, I got this." Sammy puts his foot down, and they start arguing. Jimmy gets in between these two. They have to keep arguing for a bit until the opponents get back up, and they start brawling with them. In comes Kevin Owens, wearing the old Dusty pants. He's dressed like Dusty Rhodes today. He's got the blue jeans on, the Dusty Rhodes T-shirt, the red elbow. The only thing missing was the cowboy boots. Just saying. He unloads on the Usos, drops them face first. He beats the hell out of everybody. He's just standing tall. In comes Solo Sikoa. He starts fighting with the Brawling Brutes, launches Pete Dunne into a cage. It's Holland needs to smell and drop. He dominates, of course. And then out comes Sheamus to give his team the final advantage they will have for all of this. So Zayn immediately tries to keep the door shut, but Sami pulls him off and then smacks it back into his face. So he lasts for about 3 minutes, dominating everything, and in comes Roman Reigns. Two teams are in. All teams get up. Jimmy Uso is having a hell of a time trying to stand up. He helps Sami up, and then Sami has to help him get up. All 10 guys face to face. The Brutes and them come over, and they all start brawling and everything. Sheamus hits a bro kick on Sikoa. Looks like turns around in his spear, forcing Pete Dunne to break up the pinfall. Zayn then attacks him, but as Jey Uso goes for the super kick, Pete Dunne ducks and nails Sami Zayn. Jimmy questions if that, but Zayn says, fuck it, we're fine. They hit the 1D off the middle rope, which that looks fucking fantastic. Holland breaks that up, however, he gets speared through a table by Reigns after a double super kick. Now it comes down to everybody's down. Everybody's down. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens hits the stunner on Roman Reigns. 1, 2. Sami Zayn runs over, grabs the ref's hand, and stops him from counting to 3. Kevin Owens looks at Sami Zayn, like, "What the hell are you doing?" Gets up, he's yelling at him. Sami's like, "That's my family. You're not gonna fuck us up. This is my family." And he goes for the super kick. Jimmy goes for the super kick, but Kevin Owens catches it. Sami low blows him with a nice little punt to the hit to the dick. He then charges. He looks at Sami. He looks at Roman Reigns and says something to him. Gets up. Helluva kicks Kevin Owens. Grabs him. He grabs him as he falls. He looks at Jey Uso. Puts him down on the mat. It's like, here, all yours. Jey hits the splash. 1, 2, 3. The Usos, the Bloodline, every one of them pick up the win. As the music is playing, Roman Reigns gets to his feet, opens his arms wide, and Sami Zayn comes in for a hug, and they embrace. After that, Jey Uso comes over, gives him a hug. They go with a couple hugs to each other. Then we get the whole secret handshake with him and Jey Uso, hugging him as well. The entire bloodline is all united, and Sami Zayn has finally showed where his loyalty lies for now. Now, if things weren't as good as they were going with the bloodline, and it wasn't as over as it has been, this would have been the time to have Sami Zayn be the reason they lost, and then the bloodline kick him out, leading to something else. But you got till WrestleMania season to do this. You got to drag this out to WrestleMania season. So having Sami Zayn low blow Kevin Owens and offer him up to a sacrifice to the one guy he hasn't been able to get along with in the bloodline was mwah. And they bury the hatchet and everything looks good on the bloodline right now. Will it stay that way? Absolutely not. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will be taking those tag team titles off of the Usos at WrestleMania. It's the only way that this goes. It is the only way. Survivor Series War Games was a pretty interesting show. It was a 2-match card. The men's and women's War Games matches, everything in between was irrelevant. The two men's matches outside of War Games were good. The SmackDown Women's title match was fucking awful. Please get that title off of Ronda Rousey and send her back home. She brings nothing to the table. She has not done a damn thing to make these shows worth a damn. And honestly, I think people would rather see Liv Morgan be women's champion again or give the title to Shayna Baszler because she can wrestle and she can carry a match and she would be a hell of a women's champion. But that is your War Games review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Follow me on Mods at the France Club. Follow me on twitch.tv/thefranceclub. And I will see you guys on Monday, maybe, for Raw. Until then, my name is France, and I'll see you guys later.